I don't. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Chidinma and I make college videos. I'm a sophomore at DePaul University in Chicago, and I just use this channel to document my life here. Somebody in my last video commented and asked for a video about how I balance work, school, social life basically. And I thought that was a really good idea because I am still trying to figure that out, but it has gotten a lot better throughout the years. I remember as a freshman, I had a really hard time managing my time and making time for like work, classes, studying, and then also having a social life, because here at college is not just for school, but a lot of people use it as a time to socialize and network. I just made a list on my laptop of all the things that I do, and I'll just be looking at that. So if you see me looking at this laptop, that's what it is. Before I go into anything though, I do want to describe basically what I'm doing in Chicago with work and school. So as I said, I am a second-year student at DePaul University, and I'm a health sciences major with a concentration in public health. I also want to describe my 3 jobs because I do have 3 jobs. Last week I did post a what I spend in a week video, and I talked about it a bit in the description box down below, but I didn't actually come on camera and describe what exactly I do. My first job that I got this school year was a tour guide, and I'm still a tour guide. I'm actually giving a tour later today. So I am a tour guide at DePaul University. I entice students to come to the school. I tell them all about the school. And I just also talk with families as well. We host events throughout the year too. At that job, I get paid $17 an hour. So that is higher than the Chicago minimum wage, but that's because the hours are really low. You only get paid for the amount of tours that you do. And we do have a lot of tour guides, so it's not like you're working 10 hours a week. So that's why I had to get another job. Second job that I got this school year was at a gym. I work in the daycare, so parents will drop their kids off when they come to the gym to either work or work out, and we'll just watch the kids for up to 2 hours a person. It's a really fun job, and it's probably the easiest job that I've ever had, just because there's not really much that goes into it. If you work in childcare, you know that it's not really that big of a deal, especially because we're not in a school setting, so we don't have to worry about teaching them anything. All we're there to do is just watch them and make sure they don't get hurt and play around with them as well. My last job is as an undergraduate research assistant, and I got it this past March, so I've only had it for about a month. And I'm working with my former public health professor from last year, and she is running this environmental health research project. We're working with a bunch of Chicago public schools, and my job is to just oversee the program with her and help create materials for it, go down to the schools, work with the kids on whatever they're doing. It is employable through the school, so when I tour guide and I do my undergraduate research work, I get paid at the same time from the school. That job pays $15.40 an hour, which is the minimum wage of Chicago. So it doesn't pay as much as tour guiding does, but it is still a good amount. So now that I have described the jobs that I work and the major that I have at this school, I want to go into my tips for balancing school, work, and social life. Again, as I said earlier, I am not the most productive person all the time. I do balance a lot at this school, however, and I feel like the only thing keeping me afloat is doing a lot of the things on this list. So even if you take one tip and you run with it, I hope that this list really helps you, because if you also want to maximize your time and do a lot in college and make a lot of good memories, then you'll also need some structure in your life. The first tip that I have is to make sure that school or work is not the only event that you have in a day. This is really important to me because if I feel like going to class and going to work is the only thing that I do in a day, I feel really unproductive. And I know that might sound weird, but you have to have other components of your day. If you're just going to work and school every single day and then you're not doing anything after, I feel like it's gonna become depressing. I don't know if that's the same for anybody else, but for me, if that's all that I do, it kind of becomes this mundane routine and I just end up hating my life. Basically, you need to find other things to do during the day, whether it is just chilling by yourself, watching a Netflix series, going to the gym, hanging out with friends, talking to friends on the phone, cooking food. You just have to find something else other than clocking into work or sitting through a lecture. For me, I like to find something to do after I go to class or I go to work.
We're on our way to the beach because it's so nice outside in Chicago. So
70 degrees.
I was supposed to do the intro.
Oh.
So we're trying to take advantage of the weather. Chidinma just got out of work.
Yeah.
She did 2 shifts today because she's built different.
We're about to go to the beach. We just saw this guy's van.
Yeah.
And it was really cool.
Yeah, we walked inside his van. It
Yeah.
was like what's it called? Like live-in?
Yeah, one of those like converted school buses that they turn into a van. He was really nice and he offered to drive us up because he was like down the road.
But
he offered to drive us up to the train station, but I don't know if y'all been hearing in Chicago, like
it's not safe.
Yeah, so we declined because, you know, the walk is like 5 minutes, but we're about to go to the beach. We have to take the red line down to Clark and Division and then take the bus and then walk 19 minutes, but we just want to see the sunset and then head out, so. Of advice that I have is to stick to the same routine every single day. And I know that that sounds kind of contradictory to what I just said, but hear me out. While I do believe that you should find something fun to do every day after work or lecture, you also should have a similar routine so that you're not discombobulated, dysregulated. So what that means for me is that I have a very strict morning routine. Usually I wake up at around 8. And I will go to the bathroom, brush my teeth, wash my face, I'll do my hair, I will change into my outfit of the day, and then I'll sit at my desk and do my makeup, maybe watch videos, listen to music, just chill. And then I'll come out to the kitchen and I'll make breakfast and I'll make lunch. Eating breakfast is so important, and so many people don't eat breakfast because they just either don't have the time or they feel that they're not hungry in the morning. But even if you're eating just like a handful of fruit in the morning, or you're drinking a protein shake, or just anything like that, getting something in your system is so important. But back to the routine stuff, I do believe in having a routine. Whether it is a morning routine or a night routine or both, try to have some consistency throughout the day. The next tip that I have is to study and do some work every single day, little by little. Don't leave things until the last moment. I like to spend my weeks doing work all throughout the week because I am a very busy person, especially on the weekends. I don't really have that much time because I'm going to work and I'm going to church and then I'm going to work after church. So I don't have that much time to do stuff, but I do have days throughout the week where I will come in before class and I'll either go to Starbucks or I'll go to the library and I will do my work little by little. It just makes me a lot more productive and I don't feel as stressed having to cram everything at the end of the week for a quiz or for an exam. Hello everyone. So right now I'm in the quad and it's really pretty outside. It's 75 degrees today in Chicago and everybody's going crazy because we literally had a really cold winter and now all of a sudden we have summer weather like where it was spring. I went to the gym and I got back about 45 minutes ago and now I'm in the quad just hanging out. I ate some lunch and now I'm about to complete a microbiology quiz. I've decided not to go to my crime and punishment class. I just feel like sometimes you need a break from class to do other things like other work. I don't advocate for skipping school because at the end of the day we do pay to go to college, but I figured that I wouldn't really have any time to complete this quiz anytime today because I have to go to mentoring at 2:45 and then I come back from mentoring at like 6:30 and I have a church event at 7, so I wouldn't have had any time to complete this quiz except for now. Is to not say yes to every single thing. That is very hard for an outgoing person like myself and just somebody that is a people pleaser and has to work on that. but saying yes to every single thing will have you so miserable because things just don't run at the same time. If I have work from 12 to 4 and there's this kickback that my friend wants me to go to from 4 to 8 p.m., I am going to be scrambling to not only get off of work, get changed, get ready, and then go to the place. It's the same thing with picking up shifts for other people. I know a lot of people will say yes to picking up any shift at work, and then they'll be so tired and so burnt out because they're working so much. I am very strategic with the shifts that I say yes to. I already know that I can't come in at 7:45 in the morning. I just can't. I literally can't. I just know that what I'm gonna have to do is say no, or I'll have to tailor it. So earlier this week, I had somebody ask me if I could take their shift on Tuesday from 9 to 1. I knew that I was not getting to the place at 9. So I was like, I can do 10 to 1. Good morning, everyone. It's Tuesday and it's 9:22. I'm getting ready to go to work. I've already dressed in my uniform. I just made some protein waffles and then I put blueberry flavored Greek yogurt on top. And then I just have oatmeal, peanut butter, and blueberries. I don't know if you can see that. On Tuesdays, I don't usually work this early, but a friend asked me to cover his shift and I said yes because I do need extra money. And then he also covered for me this past Sunday on Easter, and working on Easter is already a bit of a drag, so I was like, I have to cover for this guy. Thank you so much. But other than that, saying yes to everything will make you miserable because there's just not enough hours in a day. There's not enough energy that a person has to literally say yes to everything. I know for a fact that I cannot work a morning shift, go to class all day, work an afternoon shift, go to the gym, and then go to a party right after. I know that there are people that can do that, but doing that on a consistent basis is going to leave you burnt out and you're gonna be so much more unproductive. My next tip is to plan everything. And this is something that I'm still working on because I just am not a planner. I don't use physical planners. I don't work well with those. So like bullet journals, any of the planners that you buy at like Target or anything, I don't use those anymore because I just cannot consistently keep up with it. And then there's online forms like Google Calendar and Notion. Another thing that I'm really trying to get into, and I did use it a lot last year, and I found that I was super productive because I had like a really high GPA and I was getting all my work done because I was putting all my work in like the little Notion boxes or whatever, and I was writing my notes there, so I had everything in one thing. I am telling you guys, you need to find a way to plan. Even if it's really hard for you. I would start little by little, so maybe not trying to plan out your entire life in one sitting, but dedicating a couple hours to planning out your schoolwork and then another hour or so to planning out your day-to-day life. My next piece of advice is to wake up early and go to bed early. I know that this is not a popular piece of advice, and this is coming from somebody that is, one, not a morning person, and two, goes to bed really, really late. An early night for me is 12:30 a.m. Just to put that into perspective. Having an early morning really does set the tone for the day because it's 8:50 right now and I'm filming a video. Then I'm gonna go to campus and have time to tour, and then I'm gonna go to work, and then I'm gonna hang out with some friends, and then I'll be able to come back and I won't have to worry about filming this video. My last piece of advice is to not isolate yourself. This is really important, especially as college students. You should find friends at work, school, any of the extracurricular activities that you have, anything like that. And I do realize as I'm saying that, this is coming from a really big extrovert perspective. I am pretty extroverted. I do like to have time alone, but for the most part, I am an extroverted person. I like to hang out with people all the time. And so I do realize that there are people that have social anxiety and they're introverted, and that may not be the case for them. But I'm gonna still try to give this advice to you the best way that I can. If I went to work every day and I had no friends and I got along with nobody, I would be miserable. And it would just be so much harder for me to go in and actually make the money that I need to make to live here. So I just feel like being able to talk to people friendly at your job or at school is really important. Same thing with class. I mean, I have had classes where I knew nobody, and it was kind of hard to like get by because you don't have anybody to turn to, you don't have anybody to study with, anybody to ask questions to, so you're kind of just doing it on your own. So don't isolate yourself. If you don't feel like you have enough time to hang out with your friends one-on-one, maybe find a time to study together so that you guys are still hanging out, but you're also getting your work done at the same time. That's all I have for today's video. Thank you so much for watching it. And if you did enjoy, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Plus, turn on post notifications to be notified each time I post a new video. I'm really trying to grow this platform after taking multiple hiatuses, and it's really encouraging whenever I see positive reinforcement through comments and likes. So I really just appreciate everybody that has really been supporting me. I also post a lot of YouTube shorts, so if you're into short form content, follow me for that reason as well. And then I'm also on TikTok posting the same videos. So I would really appreciate it if you guys also follow that platform. So if you do want to see anything else particularly from me, then just let me know. In the meantime, I will see you guys next week with my next video. Peace.